Hi, everybody. My name is Stephanie. I want to welcome you to the initial podcast of Spiritual Stud. I'm so excited. I've been nervous all day trying to get this done, and here I am. Um, what this is about basically is a connection, getting connected, being connected, and remaining connected with God. A lot of it has to do with um, people that are very close to my heart, and that's the gay community. The reason I say that is because I know of so many people who have dropped out of church basically because of things that have been said, thrown at them, darts, whatever you want to call it. But it's a painful environment for them. I just want to throw something out there. God loves you. If you're listening, if you're watching me, God loves you. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter where you are. But you have to trust that. And you have to understand that. And you have to open yourself up to it. Let me tell you something. I grew up in the South. And it was very difficult. I was asked if I was one of those things. I was bullied. I was talked about. Life was not easy for me. I was out of school for 13 days straight, depressed. Had no idea what it was. My mother didn't know. My stepfather thought I was pregnant. That's how bad it was. Because coming from a church family, being active in church all my life, I knew what was expected of me. But I knew also very young what I liked. And I knew that wasn't right. And let me tell you, when you are going to church every Sunday and you're scared when you hear the first letter of a word, H, and it could be homicide, but you're thinking, oh, God is homosexual. When you're afraid of what the pastor's going to preach about. When you think that they're going to just keep on picking at you to the point that you don't want to be here anymore. That's horrible. And that's where I was. I don't want to be here anymore. I didn't like being made fun of. My mom said I was sensitive. Well, she didn't know all the hell that I was going through. And you can't really explain it to them because you don't want to say, well, I'm gay and they're making fun of me. You don't want to say that. But that's what was going on. Luckily for me, all those years of church, I came away with a relationship with God. Now, I still have growing to do because I like girls and I had to learn to deal with that. But I liked working in the church as well. And I knew that the two didn't go together. Not at my church. Not at any of the churches I was going to. So I then started living two lives. I lived the life of the church. I was in church all the time. And then I lived a life for me. And I would go out, date, whatever. It became too much. You can't live two lives. And I know so many people, if they haven't dropped out of church, then they're living two lives. And it's really hard. It's a difficult thing to do. And it's actually unnecessary. We have to have the strength and the courage to allow people to love us for who we are. And we have to understand that if they walk away from us, they weren't meant to be there. But before we get there, we got to get God. We've got to get God. God has to be in you because that is a hard walk. When I say that's hard, trust me. When I started coming out and I decided I was going to be who I am, I was so afraid that I would lose my family. And it was hard. We had hills, valleys, and we had some mountains to climb. But we did it. And here we are today. We're good. We love each other. We still go out to eat. We spend time. And they've accepted my family. And they love my family. My mom loves my wife. And I'm very happy about that, because it could have been very, very different. But I understand that it's the love of God in her that allows her to love us. And I understand that it's the love of God in my family that allows them to love us. And it's the love of God in us that allows us to accept it and to love them. That's where we are, and that's what we all have to understand. The love of God. If anybody ever tells you God don't love you, look them straight in the eye and say, God is love. And you explain to me how a being that is love cannot love. You got to stand strong. That's what I'm about. I didn't ask for this, and I did not want to do it. You don't know how long I put this off, but I could no longer put it off. I had to do it, and God was like, you have to do it. So I'm doing it. I am here. I'm going to talk to you guys. Hey, I have a blog, and it's at spiritualstud.wordpress.com. Stud is spelled S-T-U-D-D. Please check it out. I'll let you know when I upload my next video. I really hope that you will spend some time with me, and I really hope that you will ingest what I'm trying to give you, and you will understand that God is much more, much, much more than we've allowed God to be. Okay? So I hope I see you next time. This is Stephanie, Spiritual Stud. I send you peace and blessings. Until next time. Thanks a lot.